Here's the problem that I face. This is the trouble that I'm in. Right when I want to turn left, I've gone in circles again to find the brighter side. Alone in the still of the night to find a lighter side. Left alone in the dark with no one by your side. Coming up for fresh air. Been down so long, think I'll drown here. Build it up to break it down. Breathe it in so I can breathe it out. Coming up for the first time. Air all that I am, hang it on the line. Give it up to give it out. Secure all my thoughts, lock up all my doubts.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing out there? Hey, if you're just tuning in, do us a favor and let us know in the comments where you're viewing from. Drop a heart if you appreciate this stream. This is officially our second podcast today. I have Tracey Taylor here, owner of the brand new Point Break?
Point Break Fitness.
Point Break Fitness.
And the outlets.
Yeah, so we're over here at Lincoln City Outlet Mall. For those of you who don't know, awesome place. You got, Nike over here, freaking North Face, Scout Northwest, where we're broadcasting from right now. And, yeah, so pretty exciting, man, opening a new gym.
Very exciting.
So what got you into fitness?
Well, I was an athlete, in school from the very start, very young. And I was in the athlete, and I had some surgeries, and then I also went in the military and had some more surgeries. And so I've kind of been around the fitness for a while.
Awesome, man. So what branch of service were you in? Just curious.
Army.
Nice, man. And how long did you do that?
I was in for a couple of years.
Right on,
Some
dude.
things changed, so.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome.
So again, I don't know if you're all, how many are just tuning in right now. I've got Tracey here with me today from a brand new gym over here in the Lincoln City Outlet Mall. Point Break Fitness. Very exciting. And brand new equipment. It's just, it's great.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. We been open for about 2 months, and the feedback and what we've been able to do and what we've been able to provide, to the community for everybody, and, being able to provide them a safe, clean place that they can, work out and take care of themselves, and also just have some fun. I think that's the biggest thing, we tell people is just have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It doesn't, you got to take a moment, got to take a break for yourself. You got to,
Well, health is so important too, right? I mean,
Well-
I don't think enough people take it serious enough. Working out, just regular exercise, even if it's just a few days a week.
I think sometimes you get people that look at it and go, oh, it's just the athletes,
Right.
That work out. And, bottom line, I think general health, it has a balance that you have to have.
Yeah.
And and that's mental, and that's physical, and that's, spiritual. That's all of it that it has with it. And I think, like I tell our clients that come in, when you just get healthy, everything else takes care of itself. You don't have to focus on a specific area or target this. When you get healthy, you'll find everything else just kind of goes.
Absolutely. There's such a strong mental and physical connection. And I know that from just personal experience, man. If I've missed out on the gym for even like a couple weeks, I start to notice the way I feel. I just feel like crap, and then I get back and like, oh, it's a reminder. When I get back in the gym, it's a reminder like, this is why I work out. I feel freaking great today.
Well, our bodies break down.
Yeah.
And that, and that doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
And I think, one thing I think we can say due to the recent circumstances that we've had, I think one thing that it's shown people is if you don't move, stuff stops working.
Oh, absolutely.
And that movement and that busyness and that, staying active is a real thing.
Absolutely.
And I think that's like I said, I think that's one thing that, people have really saw that like, wow, I need to move. I need to be active. I need to, take care of myself more than one reason.
Yep. It was interesting when I moved over here to the coast. I was really excited about the gym down the street, and it was closed. And I had, I would have never imagined in a million years that everything was going to be closed when I moved over here. And, you guys were closed for a couple months or whatever. And Tracey here trained me, and which, by the way, was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great, man. And, it was just so weird, just the fact that I couldn't work out, I was doing it at home, but I've been lifting for probably, 3 years now. I started getting into weightlifting about 3 years ago, and it's absolutely life-changing. It really is.
It is. Because, just like we talked about, it affects so many aspects of your life. It's not just one aspect. It affects the physical aspect of your life. It affects the mental aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And that's the part, I think people, don't understand. They're like, oh, someone worked out and they hit their goals. I don't understand why they're still going or why they're still. And it's because they feel that difference of energy, that difference of clearness with the head every day.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you don't, you feel the difference of that too.
Yeah.
You're dragging, you're cloudy in the head, so I think it just all around what it does is it allows you to live. I mean, we were meant to move.
Yeah. I think it literally adds years to your life. Like there's no denying that.
Well, I think it adds quality.
That too. Yeah.
I think what kind of quality do you want to have? Do you want to be able, if you're older, do you want to be able to go and walk on this beautiful Oregon coast with your significant other?
Yep.
Or, your kids or your grandkids? Do you want to be able to go play and do stuff with your grandkids? So I think the type and quality of life you get as you start getting older, it definitely affects.
Oh, yeah. You see so many people, man. I see so many. Sadly, they just don't take their diet serious enough, and then a combination of just not moving their body, man, and it's really hard on you, and also losing that muscle mass as we get older, right? There's
a combination that happens when you get older, and when you get older, there's two things: you lose equilibrium and balance, and then when you lose that muscle mass, your bone density gets weaker.
Right.
So then, what happens when we get older? We fall. And we break.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing, like I'm really core minded. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're cross training, if you're weightlifting, if you're yoga, if you're cardio, you got to be core minded because our cores are foundations of our body.
Right.
And just like a house, take the foundation or make it weak, the whole thing's coming down.
There you go.
Same thing with our bodies. The only difference is our core sits in the middle of our bodies and goes outward. That's why when you see someone get older and that core get weakened, the whole body just kind of bends over like this because the foundation just lost its stabilization.
Right.
So,
makes complete sense.
Yeah. So one thing, you want to do is you want to make sure that stabilization is strengthened and stabilized because that's what's going to allow you to move longer and better as, the years hit us.
Absolutely.
Or, take someone like me. I've had multiple surgeries. I've had 14 surgeries or so.
Right.
And I've had to put my body back together so that I'm able to move and function and do things. And the same thing is that I'm no different. So I can go do a lot of things in the gym and impress. I go sit in a car for 3 hours and I look like the Tin Man getting out of it. 7 knee surgeries and they're tightened as can be.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you it's anybody. It doesn't matter who it is.
Absolutely.
With that. So yeah.
How's the turnout been at your new gym? You getting a lot of locals in there?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal response. We've been able to have, and we're not isolated to one group. The nice thing about the gym is it allows us to play to many different needs.
Right.
And that each, we basically have 4 different sections. You have a stabilization center. You have a free weights. The free weights is broken off into a leg center and an upper body, and it's got its own cardio. You have a circuit training center, and it's got its own cardio. You got a rehab, type place for center, and we've got a, combat cardio that we just added.
What's that?
So the combat cardio it's the machine called the Nexus that we have, and don't kid yourself, it's cardio. You're punching, you're doing burpees, you're doing high knees, so it basically what it is, it's just a fun way to burn.
dude, I got to check this out.
Yeah, and so what we're trying to do is just give people fun ways that they can work out and have fun. And speaking of, the response, I had a local bring a friend this morning because she was talking about that particular equipment.
Oh, wow.
And she came in and she wanted to try that. So she did a day pass and tried that particular and had a blast with it.
This is one I haven't even heard of. And just talking about it, I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. And and then you had the, God, what was it the other day? I was it the row? God, you showed me.
Cross country skier.
Yes. Yeah, the skier, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
That
badass.
thing's nice. And
like
it's
that.
smooth.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
Yeah, that's cool. So, obviously you've been met with some unexpected challenges as a result of this current pandemic. Why don't you let us know what kind of, things you've done to make it, safe and whatnot?
I think with anything, and I talk to my kids about this, and this is probably something that was inbred to me by my mom.
For sure.
Is you adapt and you overcome.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yep.
And it never seemed to matter what I said to my mom. It was, yeah, okay. We adapt and we overcome.
That's right.
So then it just became, that's what you do. So the biggest thing is you take, you look at what are the challenges and what do we need to do to be safe and what are we trying to do. So the things that we've done was geared towards what we need to do to counter what the challenges are. One thing, we have pre-sanitized wipes.
Nice.
So once, you pull that pre-sanitized wipe, you wipe the equipment down, it's already sanitized your hands
convenient.
at the same time, and you throw it away.
I'm carrying around one less thing now.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I can't, I do my best to spray everything down when I'm at the gym. But I'm imagining like that makes it very convenient.
Yeah, and everything, you have one of those at each station.
Yeah.
We're fortunate enough with the spacing that we have with the outlets that our equipment 6 feet apart.
Very cool.
So everything in there is spaced automatically 6 feet apart.
Nice.
And I think that's got an inviting setting, because there's something when you've got every other machine taped off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're weird.
Well, you're just setting a tone.
Yeah.
And the tone that we want to set is, it's very bright. Our gym's black and white.
Uh-huh.
In the gym, the Point Break Fitness, if you check us out on Facebook or you check us out on the internet, or our website with it, because it's clean.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's another faction of it. We want it clean. We want you to walk in and feel like, oh, I walked into a hospital.
Yeah.
Or I walked in, that kind of cleanliness, that kind of brightness, it's light. It's not, we didn't do dark, it's light colors, because we want to enlighten you. We want you to wake up and move.
Yeah.
And we want that to be the feeling when you walk through the door is, hey, you know what? I'm excited to be here. Absolutely. And so with that, keeping those in, targeting those, the 6 feet, the sanitization, the cleaning that goes through it constantly through the days. We've got an expectation, the spacing of it and roominess, so that even if two people are working out, you don't feel like you're crammed into somebody else.
Yeah, love that.
With that. So, yeah.
It is very bright in there. I do like the color. It's a nice color scheme.
It's good for all those people that have hair. Some of us bald guys, it's kind of hurting us a little bit.
Right. So, being that we're such a tourist town, what do you offer for tourists, just out of curiosity?
We have
people visiting.
We have
or is that even a thing there? I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. We have day passes, week passes, and month passes.
Nice.
And we've already had multiples
Very cool.
take advantage of that. I've had people in there from Idaho, Texas already, California. I've had people,
Love that.
Yeah, that have and they've said the same thing. They said this is one of the cleanest, nicest facilities we've walked into.
Love it. And
awesome. That's kind of nice, because that's reassuring to us, that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And that we're putting the right product out there for people.
Absolutely.
One that they do feel safe and comfortable and feel like they can focus on what the task at hand is. And the task at hand is taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Exercising. You're going to be able to combat anything out there better if you're in better health.
Absolutely. I wish that the media would talk more about that. I don't see a lot of, promoting. It's bizarre to me. And I know I'm not the only one talking about this. I see, especially lately, it is what it is. I don't know. I can't, we could theorize all day, but man, there's just, and even before this pandemic recently, you know, you don't see just in mainstream society in general. It's all about fast food and
mainstream society has directives they're going after.
right.
And if something doesn't fit that directive, you're not going to see a whole lot of it.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
absolutely.
And there ain't a ton of people that own mainstream society.
Yeah.
It's a very small group.
Makes sense.
Niche that owns
Yeah.
all of mainstream society. So if there's a directive not there, where you see it is where it comes out of individuals or, you know what I mean, like yourself.
Yeah.
Look at what you're promoting with Oregon Life.
Right.
I mean, Oregon's a beautiful state. What a great concept you've got going on, giving everybody the visual of what Oregon is and what Oregon Life is. That's, I think, more so those individuals scout.
Yes.
Look at the experience of going to scout. When you
Experience is the word. Yeah. You definitely
you know,
experience when you walk in.
You come into the outlets, you say, hey, go to scout. It's an experience.
It absolutely is.
You know what I mean? It's not just, and I think for people this day and age, that's what they need. Mm-hmm. They need an experience. They need a feeling. They need something that's warm, something that's exciting.
Yeah.
Something that's fun. You've heard me talk about fun. We got to have fun.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's bring something in here that they're going to have fun with.
Absolutely, man. Man, it's really cool to see you finally be here. You got your own gym now, and I need to get my ass down there more.
You do. I'm calling you out now on your podcast here. Preaching it.
Do you? So I'm assuming you're probably taking a lot more. Are you still doing any training at your own gym, or?
I am.
Awesome.
You know me. I got my hands in everybody's program.
Yeah.
I want them to make sure that one, they're comfortable. I want them that they're hitting the results that they're going after.
For sure.
And my philosophy. It's a family.
Yeah.
Anybody that's ever walked into one of my facilities or, that I've trained with, knows how I am with that. And this is no different.
Yeah.
This is just my Point Break fitness family.
Speaking of Point Break, I've got to ask, was this influenced by the movie or what? Because I'm just going to say it. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Well, it's one of the greatest movies ever. Let's just start there.
Yes.
So here's the thing, and I've got to give major credit to Gittle on this. So I had this vision kind of in my head of what I wanted. And and there was all kinds of ideas bounced around.
Yeah.
And even ones that I bounced around and believe me, they were terrible.
Right.
Oh, no, terrible. Some of them, because I was trying to feel, but I had this idea of what I wanted with the ocean. Mm-hmm. I didn't want it to be the typical, coastal this, kind of, and there was things in concept. And then, so I just kind of talked about, and Gittle pulled it out of, I have no idea, out of the sky. And when I saw...
She's very creative.
Oh, man. When I saw
she has some great ideas.
With the logo, it was like, that's it. I don't even know how you found it, but that's it. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. Exactly. It's clean. It's crisp. But here's the crazy thing is the concept came out of everything that was happening in the world.
Yeah.
It just felt like we were at a breaking point.
There you go.
And I wanted to flip that around. I wanted to take that. I guess my mom came out in me again. Like, you know what? Mm-hmm. Nobody puts me at a breaking point. Nobody. So I'm going to point break, turn that around, take back my mental and my physical health to myself. And I'm not going to allow anybody else to determine what that is.
Love it.
And then it just got stronger. And then it got, yes, this is what I want. And then it became the, make it a point to take a break sometime in the day for you. And then the bonus of it is it's the greatest movie in the world. Yep. Shout out to Patrick Swayze. Sorry. And Keanu.
Yes.
Love you both.
Yes.
So R.I.P. Patrick. We love you. So with
it's still weird that he's gone. Like, what? Just doesn't.
Well,
I can't accept that.
There's other people gone too. We were just having a conversation about Roddy Piper.
Yes, we were. And you knew him.
I trained him.
That's freaking awesome.
When Roddy Piper, he had gotten cancer a couple of years later on after his first couple runs with wrestling.
Right.
And Roddy's an Oregon boy.
Yeah.
Grew up Portland, Oregon, Beaverton,
awesome.
Oregon. So he used to come in the facility I was running out there, and I would he's the most humble man you would ever meet. Just the nicest guy. And so I told my staff, I'm like, look, I want him to be able to work out, and I don't want him getting blasted by everybody and being so
Swarmed.
yeah, and swarmed. So when he came in, I kind of watched out for him, and then he came back from cancer, and we started working together a little bit, and I got him back, and just the neatest man, one of the neatest men I've ever met. Loved his family, loved his kids, loved helping whoever he could help out. I mean, he really was that kind of guy, and he just had a soft spot for me because I was helping him at a time and period that he came back. And actually, probably one of the neatest things for me, he actually made an additional run after that he got back on TV and back on the wrestling and was doing a couple things. And then later on, I know with Ronda Rousey, he got, was real close to her with that. More so, like I said, I just trained him for a little bit. But it brought up the conversation because you saw the book in my office, that he's had signed and said, with
so cool.
love and everything. He was just a genuine guy.
It wasn't that long ago he passed, wasn't it?
No,
a couple
not
years
that
ago
long,
or something.
So yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to work with him, and and it's stuff like that. I mean, that's a memory.
Oh yeah,
I'll have forever.
Yeah.
And like I said, to see him walk back out to a wrestling ring after cancer, after all that, to see him do that,
it's incredible.
Oh, it was one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Yeah. When was that? When you were training?
Oh man, that'd be back when I was in Portland. I've been here.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been here almost 12 years now.
What brought you to the coast?
So, my youngest son was being born.
Sure.
And I needed and we've talked about this. I always talk about balance.
Yeah.
My kids hate it. They probably, they can't stand that word.
For sure.
But I'm like, you got to have balance in anything you're doing. Doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have balance, it doesn't matter what extreme you go to, it's going to blow. Too much, too light, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, I had balance with the facilities I was working with, the 24-hour fitnesses up in Portland.
Right.
And they didn't think I would step away from the money, that I would stay, because of the type of money that was being made at the time. Well, that wasn't my balance. So I stepped away and took a sabbatical. And at the time, my kids' mom's parents had a place out here.
Yeah.
So I came out here.
Nice.
To kind of take a sabbatical. I
love it.
Cashed out a 401 and said,
Perfect.
look at this. I'm going to go stay home with Austin and, kind of spend that year. So I came out here, and after a year, I kind of wanted to do something, and I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, I love the ocean. I've got ties with the ocean. I used to, come out with my grandpa all the time.
Yeah.
So I never left. Why go back?
Dude, the air, man, it's just so crisp and fresh. Just waking up to that. I'm from Eugene, so.
People don't
Used to
realize
the
how
city.
beautiful the Oregon coast is.
Right.
You ever get a shot of it? I mean,
Yeah.
you ever want to see where it's like something God painted out of the.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gorgeous.
It's incredible out here, man.
Yeah.
It really is. And I think the secret's out though, it's getting, every year it's getting.
You mean on Saturday and Sundays?
Yeah, hit that 101, man. It's going to take me a good 20 minutes at least just to get over here. Just crawling, man.
You do have to kind of plan some of your stuff.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So anyone who's just tuning in, we've got Tracey Taylor here today, and he is with Point Break. You're actually wearing the shirt. Check out this logo. Badass. I love it. Looks so good,
great.
man. That's a clean shirt, bro. You even got the dog tag, is it? Yeah. Point. What you got on there? I can't even.
I got
I'm
Point
blind.
Break Fitness on one side, and I got In God We Trust on the other side.
Love it. I love it, bro.
So when I left the military, I just kind of pulled up a new dog tag.
Perfect. How long have you been out of the military?
Oh, I've been out a long time.
Yeah. For sure. For sure, man. So what are the, like, if we're, if I want to go sign up for Point Break, what's the membership
You know what? We're just trying to take care of locals right now.
For sure.
So obviously there's no enrollment, and if someone's a local, most everybody's kind of been referred or heard about it. And if you're coming in, you know what, that we're only doing $35.99 a month.
Okay, that's not bad at all. That's very affordable.
Well, and yeah, when we go to our normal pricing, it's going to be $50 a month.
So get in there.
Yeah, so that's why
That
right now
grandfathered
we've got
plan.
it. Well, and we've got our locals that are referring people so that they can still get that price. Because our point was to really take care of the locals. That's why we built this facility.
For sure.
And the youth too. You know,
Yeah.
There's
Well, you've coached, right? Didn't you coach
I've coached a lot.
football and?
I coached. I helped with the football. With that, I've coached baseball here too.
Nice.
I coached when I was in Portland and Tiger too. So yeah, I've had had some experience coaching.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Well, you could not be in a more perfect business for yourself right now, right? I mean, this has got to be your dream, man.
Well, it is, because it's my vision of what. A lot of times when you get facilities, and we've talked about this with training, you get trainers,
right?
And trainers get isolated into an area.
Yeah.
So if the trainer loves bodybuilding, they want to bodybuild.
Right.
If the trainer loves CrossFit, they want to CrossFit. Yoga,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've had this conversation. That's never been my approach to training. My approach has always been, let me take the individual and what are their needs and what are they trying to do?
Yeah.
And then I might use a little bit of this, and I might use a little bit of this, and I might take some of this to get them functional again and get them to where they want, because I want them to be in the best shape of their life.
Yeah.
Because when they're in the best shape of their life, everything's balanced. It comes back to what I said before. When you're balanced, everything takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
When you get healthy, everything takes care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we take the injuries, we take your history, I have people all the time. Number one question, how should I work out? You know, should I break body parts up, or should I do this? And the number one thing I say is, well, let's start with your schedule.
Yeah.
Because your schedule is going to determine how you work out. That gives us what we've got to work with. And from that, we need to maximize what we've got to work with based on what somebody needs.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If your schedule changes, take a dad or a mom.
Right.
You're going to drop, schedule gets too busy, you're going to drop the kids? Nope. You're going to drop work? Nope. Guess what you're going to drop? The gym. Mm-hmm. Like an individual that's sitting right here that should get his butt back in the gym.
I should.
But you know what I mean? So you have to take that schedule and say, what's realistic that I've got to work with?
Right.
And then from that point, let's maximize based on what we're trying to do, what the priorities are as far as injuries and that, and then what we're trying to do just mentally for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, so a little different philosophy, not, you know.
No, I love it.
And the gym's the same way. So that anybody that walks in, I want to be able to have a facility that can take care of and is fun for anybody. I don't care if they're, 12 years old or if they're 90 years old.
Right.
And anybody in between, you know what I mean? I just want to have that facility that anybody feels like it's got something for them.
Definitely. Love that. Because, and that's important, seeing how, my own personal experience, I know the gym was very intimidating before I ever went in, not knowing anything about it. Someone who's never lifted weights, like all these machines and people already, I was mostly comfortable going into the gym, but a lot of people I know aren't totally comfortable with working out around a bunch of strangers, right?
Yeah.
And it's a little intimidating when you don't know. And I just started, you gotta love the internet, right? Just started watching YouTube videos, learning little bits and things here. But to what you said, man, there is no one size fits all, obviously. No. And depending on your goals, it's going to be different. And it's challenging because there's a lot of good information, but there's also a lot of misinformation out there, right? You've got a lot of people that are just full of shit, man. And and it's important to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, obviously. And I think that there's definitely a place for having a person. I mean, it was very valuable to me. Even I never had a trainer until I had you train me. And, for it, there's always something to learn from someone new,
What a trainer does, it just gives you a map.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people.
Absolutely.
So one thing, my clients, and it's kind of a funny joke, because they'll say, hey, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, don't thank me, thank you. And they're like, why do you always do that? And I tell them, because I can't make you come here.
Yeah.
I can give you a map. I can show you the fastest route to what you're wanting to do and how to get there and do all that.
Yeah.
But I can't make you do it.
There you go.
I can't make you come every time. I can't make you, have that discipline to say that, this is important to me.
Right.
Because I want to have that energy so that I can go and do, things with my kids and things with them.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say, don't thank me, thank you.
Well, as the saying goes, you can lead the horse to water, but
you can't make him drink. Exactly. And training's no different.
Exactly, man.
You can, no different at all with that.
Absolutely.
And I think each time someone gets some of that education, because here's the thing that people do, and everybody does it. You always go back to what you know best and what feels safe.
Yeah.
That's why people usually do the workouts they did in high school.
Right.
Totally. When they're like 40 years old.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Well, it's what I did in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what feels safe to them.
Right.
And it's what they're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. I mean, you want someone, but if you can give someone some of that new education and teach them some of those concepts. And concepts is something I always talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's same with nutrition. People go, oh, you don't do diets. I'm like, no. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, if they worked, wouldn't there only be one?
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
There's a million diets out there.
Yeah.
You got to learn concepts of how the body burns. Same with lifting. You learn concepts. Okay, I can work chest these 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And they're all working chest. It's just hitting it from a different aspect.
Definitely.
So when someone learns those kind of concepts, what happens? They get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Guess what? This now becomes their new routine because they feel comfortable with it. They feel safe with it.
Right.
And someone will always go back to what they feel comfortable and safe with. Mm-hmm. So if you can give someone a little education, say, look, and take, someone like me. Somebody better know, all these surgeries, what's priority,
Right.
So there's things I've got to do for me that are peer maintenance. Mm-hmm. And if I don't do them, I'm not going to be walking around.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be, I've had doctors tell me, hey, it's amazing what you've done. The day you stop, you're done.
Yeah.
Your body's going. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. I know what I did to myself in my youth.
For sure. I think
I
I broke my shoulder when I was a kid. And I think I was fighting or something. I don't know, just something stupid. Mm-hmm. Broke the shoulder. And I noticed this, no joke, when I started lifting, that pain is, because I'd still get pain here as an adult years later. It's gone. I don't feel pain in there anymore. That's just from lifting,
And that's just that maintenance process that you're talking about. And that's, like I said, we talked about quality.
Yeah.
How do you want to spend the later years?
Absolutely.
We used to have a joke, because people would sometimes are like, I don't know, an investment, because that's the number one thing. If there wasn't money cost, everybody would have a trainer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's that, do I make that investment of that education? And that's what I tell people. I can guarantee you're going to spend that money. And they go, what do you mean? I said, you're going to spend it and get some education.
Yeah.
So that you can take care of yourself and you have a better quality, or you're going to spend that in doctor bills and prescriptions.
Yep.
But you're going to spend it one way or the other.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed. It's the one thing I can guarantee.
It's important.
Yeah. And
Your
that's
health
not
is
trying to
should
be
be number one.
Not trying to be mean. It's just I want to see people do things.
Yeah.
I want to see 80-year-olds walking on the beach holding hands. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny when I'm at the gym and I see the 85-year-old man hitting the weights. I think to myself, I have no excuse. This dude's 85, and he's over here.
I have a couple of them.
It's like
they come in and they're like, "Hey, Tracy," I'm like, "Hey, I'm just trying to be like you," and they give me this kind of look like I'm like, I'm hoping I move half as well as you do at that age.
Yeah,
it's
sure, right?
It's impressive. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, man.
I have respect for that.
Yeah. We've society has just become so it's just changed so quickly, we even as a kid.
Sedentary?
Yeah, that's the word, right? Mm-hmm. And my kids today, man, it's like an act of Congress to get them out to the beach. Like we live on the beach and
But
you just want to sit in the house
Look at
today.
everything that's handed.
Right.
Everything that we design, build, or invent right now is to do, and I hate to say this, what me and you are doing right
Exactly.
here.
It's like that.
Sitting
It's
right here is, I can, me and my kids is joke. You ever seen that movie, Wall-E?
Dude, you just read my mind. I was literally just going to say that.
That's the big joke
That's my
right now
go-to,
with me
yeah.
and my kids. Is
No,
like,
it's
and
terrifying.
every time we start feeling it,
Yeah.
Austin, my youngest one, will say, okay, we got to start moving. Starting
Yeah.
to feel like Wall-E.
No, it's like no joke. Like it's kind of terrifying. Like we are becoming Wall-E, like this society, man. And it's just mind-boggling. It's like the kids. When I was a kid, you couldn't keep me inside. And I'm sure you can relate. It was very different than the kids today. I'm having to convince them to go out, like get your ass outside.
I was talking to a kid about a virtual reality, get this, of an ocean and a beach.
Right.
Don't we live on an ocean and a beach? Like, you could feel the sand in your feet.
Wow.
Like, actually.
Yeah.
And he's telling, and it was, and nothing against the kid, what I mean? He was just telling me how real this virtual tour was. And I was thinking to myself when he was telling me, I'm like, that's where we've gotten to.
Yeah.
That we would prefer that over the real thing.
It's bizarre.
Hey, not their faults.
Remember
Who's put it around them? It's us that's put all this stuff around them.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the other thing I hate is when people, like, oh, these kids. Who put all this stuff around these kids?
Right.
We did.
We did. My second thought was Demolition Man. You know, and it's this my thoughts are going in another direction of you remember Sandra Bullock and the whole virtual sex thing, and they're they got their headsets on, and what I'm seeing on TV now with this COVID stuff is that's the direction we're going in, man. I mean, I get it. We got to be safe, but it's creepy, man.
I think that's to the point, though. Coming back a little bit is
phone's going off here.
you can be safe and smart,
Yeah.
and still be active,
Right.
And that's and that kind of comes back to our mission statement.
Yeah.
When you reach that point that you decide to take back your mental and physical state, and that's that point.
There you go.
And it's funny though, because as soon as you give that back to somebody, like I can tell you just from the people I've seen come into Point Break Fitness, I've got families coming in. I've got moms and dads with their kids that are coming in. There ain't nothing makes me happier than seeing them work out as a family.
Yeah.
Seeing them be active, seeing them, you know what I mean? And I've got parents telling me, thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. What a good feeling.
Their aura, their mental state is so much better.
Yeah.
And I said, and that's not saying
Incredible.
and that's not saying not being smart and not being safe.
Yeah.
Yes, you can address those things. But you have to address the other things.
Exactly.
You don't trade, one heart and allow another one to come in completely.
Yeah.
You got to find that balance point again.
Well, and we wonder why depression is just, off the charts. Like, gosh, I can tell you from personal
what's
experience.
crazy?
What? Go ahead.
Someone told me that the suicide rate was up 55% over the last
Mind-boggling,
2
man.
years
It's sad.
in our youth.
It's insane. I know. I'm hearing 9-year-old kids. Like, what? It's unheard of.
It's not unheard
Well,
of.
in
the
my
rate
day,
of what it's climbed.
Yeah.
And I think some of that, you know what I mean, is just there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot us adults are trying to figure out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So our kids, it's got to be 3 times as hard for them.
Well, if you turn on the news, man, you think the whole sky was falling, and that of course doesn't help. It's like I click and it's like I walk outside, like it's a beautiful world out there, man. Well, things aren't really as bad as
I think sometimes they need to take breaks. So you mentioned the news.
Right.
So we'll talk about the rule at the gym. Everybody laughs because I've got TVs on there, but news is not allowed on the TVs.
Love it. Love it.
And it's not that I don't mind news. I'm like, if you want news, you can watch it on your phone or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had someone goes, well, why is that? And I said, because I really just want this place to be a place that everybody can go take a break from all that.
Love that.
That you can take a break for
idea,
just you.
I like that.
It's you don't have to pick a side.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick a choice. You're just taking care of you.
Yeah.
You're making it a point to take a break just for you. And that's pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. That's a saying that's on right as you walk in. Mm-hmm. Make it a point to take a break for you.
I need to remind myself of that. You know, it's like I like to be informed.
We all do.
Yeah. It's a balance. You know, I like to be informed. I like to know what's going on. But at some point, it's like, oh my God, you know, I got to turn this off because it affects you so much emotionally, and which of course physically is going to hurt too. And you know, the depression thing, man. I've dealt with depression my whole life, and I know that some people, you know, people have never experienced depression, don't know what that's like. So it's hard to explain that to someone who hasn't. But I can tell you this, back to the fitness thing, it's absolutely just life-changing, man. You know, as far as mental state goes, it's done wonders for my psyche. And, you know, there's so many different things that we can do daily to improve that mental state. And
mental health is a real thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
A very real thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how somebody gets it, you know what I mean, or what aspect they choose to, whether it's going outside, active, going to a gym.
Yeah. Hitting the trail, man.
Hitting the trail, walking the beach. But mental health is a very real thing.
Yes.
And, you know, that's one thing we've talked about.
Quite a bit.
When we talk about, you know, Oregon Life, or, you know, we talk about Scout, or we talk, I mean, these are what these brands are about.
Absolutely.
Is getting out there.
Yep.
You know, and experiencing that and living. And, you know, what we were made to do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a very real thing.
It's a, you know, you can imagine what a good feeling it is for you having a gym. I can relate. You know, you're changing people's lives. You're helping them. You know, it's funny, we're talking about that, and I get to thinking, like, what's the brand about? And you really nailed it, man. When we started, I grew up in Oregon, you know, but I didn't know about half these places that were out here until I started, you know, researching and putting it out there through that Oregon Life. We really live in one of the most amazing places, man. There's so much. You cannot see everything in a lifetime, you know?
And you can literally have every setting in the state.
Oh, absolutely.
You can hit the four corners of the state.
Yeah.
Hit everything.
Yeah. Have you been out to Eastern Oregon much? Like the Alvord Desert at all?
When I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to do
It's mind-blowing.
I used to do trapping on the desert with my dad.
That's
cool.
cool.
I was like 9, 10 years old.
Badass, dude. Love
Some
that.
thought that. Others thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I loved it. You know, we would go out there for a month at a time and, you know, trap on the desert and just stay out there. So not so much since, you know, lately, but obviously I'm a lot busier doing this and kids and not traveling as much.
Right.
Especially at this new gym.
Yeah, totally. That's got to keep you
But
busy
very
for
beautiful,
sure.
you know, and even Mount Hood, you know, you
Yeah.
go that way. Even go down to, you know, Crater Lake.
Yeah.
You know.
I finally got to see Crater Lake for the first time about 2 or 3 years ago. God, just wow.
We grew up around there.
There's a feeling you get up. You grew up around Crater Lake?
Well, all my family's from Medford. Central Point, Eagle Point, all down south.
We got someone commenting from Medford right now.
And then my dad moved us up here, kind of, you know, late elementary school, junior high,
right
up into the kind of Tigard area. So the Tigard, Beaverton, Sherwood kind of area. And so yeah, I've been all over the state.
Love it. Love it. Crater Lake, man, it's like a feeling I can't describe when you're out there. It's a magical place, man. It's something else. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's I can't even put into words the feeling I get. It's awe-inspiring, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Some of these places are just breathtaking.
They are.
We got places here. I mean, go up to God's Thumb and take a look down.
That's
and
one
really
that I haven't
see
been to yet.
You got to see that coast because it gives you a visual of just really how beautiful the coastal line is.
I've seen the photos of the views, man. Wow.
That's what I mean. But it's a photo and doing something. It's like if you've never seen a whale and then you go on dockside charters and hop out to a whale watching and you see that whale come out of the water, like, oh, the photos don't do it justice.
just like, yeah.
like Crater Lake.
Yep, I was
The photos don't do it justice.
I've taken some gorgeous photos out there, but I realized once I was finally there, it's like, yeah, it's a great photo, but you got to go. You got to see it for yourself. It's just out of this world, man. Hart's Cove. Have you hiked there?
I have not.
That's one I want to check out too.
My son has. Sam's hiked a lot of the places around here.
Hart's Cove. We went out to the Nescoin recently. The ghost forest there. Oh
I saw some of those pictures.
yeah, pretty rad, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that was a fun day, man. We checked out the Pelican Brewery over there. Good food, good service, man. We had a good day.
Yeah.
And it's so close too. It's like 40 minutes, man. It was great.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
There really is a lot to do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So let's see what we got here. We got someone from Christmas Valley. You got someone from North Carolina tuning in right now, Tracy.
North Carolina.
North Carolina, Raleigh. Raleigh, did I pronounce? I probably butchered that. Raleigh. Yeah, this has been fun, man. So, what are the hours for their gym? Are you like?
So we're 4 a.m. till midnight.
4 a.m. to midnight. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're pretty much open. Yeah.
Cool. 4 a.m. to midnight. That's pretty good hours. I like that.
Yeah. So we're pretty much open the whole time.
Right on.
So just a little bit there.
And that's 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
What? And you want to just let our viewers know how we get here when you're in Lincoln City to your gym?
So actually, if you just come to the outlets, we're right in the outlets, which is in the center of town.
And you all got Google. That's not hard to figure out.
Yeah. You know, the nice thing is it's right in the center of town.
Yep.
We're on Facebook. We've got the website. You can Google us, gyms in Lincoln City, and you'll see us on there. You know, you can check out pictures. We've got reviews if you want to see what people have thought of the place. So yeah, pretty easy and nice. And just give us a call, and we'll work around you. You know, if you've got something that you're trying to get in, we want you to be able to work out at any time you want to be able to work out. So
Heck yeah, love
That's
it,
good.
man. Is there any other equipment you feel like mentioning on any other new, like some of the stuff that I have not?
The funnest piece everybody likes is the Total Wave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the piece that was
so cool.
dedicated. Yeah, the piece that was dedicated in Lars's name by his siblings and stuff. So,
Right on.
but yeah, got to come check it out.
For sure. Well, that probably pretty much wraps everything up we want to talk today about the gym, yeah?
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to you more. For the record, guys, Tracy's going to be on the podcast quite regularly with us. We're going to be talking about health and wealth and all the good stuff, right? It's going to be fun, man.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So you guys need to definitely check it out. That's Point Break Fitness. I got that right? Point Break Fitness over in the Lincoln City Outlet Mall. Make sure to check out Scout, too. That's where we're broadcasting from. You can see as we've got here on the set all kinds of gear, hats, hoodies, and decals, lots more. Scout
Throw some
Northwest.
axes too.
Yes, the axe throwing. It's awesome. I haven't done that yet, have you?
Yeah.
I
My
can't wait to
daughter
try
kicked my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Embarrassing.
Nice. I love it, man. That is great. So, yeah, come down here for some axe throwing while you're here. Come check out the gym. Really stoked to have you on here today, man.
Hey, loved being here. Looking forward to coming back.
Absolutely. And thank you all for tuning in, guys. Make sure to sign up for our email newsletter. We're going to be doing the podcast quite regularly here on That Organ Life. Pretty excited about that. Thank you all for your support, as always. And, make sure and let us know in the comments where you're viewing from. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, too. Drop me an email, tyler@thatorganlife.com. You can support our brand at shop.thatorganlife.com. And, hope you're all having a great start to your weekend. Oh, also, Mortal Kombat.
Looks intense. Looks intense.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, bro. Like right in the beginning, they had Sub-Zero and what was it? What was that?
Scorpion.
Was it Scorpion? Oh man, it actually looks good. Because
They did it right.
I mean, the last Mortal Kombat movie, I don't remember really, and I probably for a reason. It probably was a very forgettable movie. But I think they got it right this time. At least
We'll have to see.
Yeah, just from what I've seen so far on HBO. So that's what I'm doing tonight. It might work out. I need to get my ass down there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It's been fun, and make sure and watch for our next view. We will be broadcasting again here probably tomorrow night, and stay safe out there and have a great weekend. Later.
See ya.
Peace.